to you from Little Rock, Arkansas. Welcome to Sips on the Rock with Legacy Wine and Spirits. Join hosts and store owners Johnny Akins and David Bevins, along with product expert extraordinaire Jake Dell, as we chat about booze, news, and other happenings in the wide world of wine and spirits. Now, let's get to sipping.
Welcome back to Sips on the Rock.
Hey, we made it to episode 2.
We're live with episode 2. Welcome back, y'all. Thanks for joining. We're happy to be here with you.
So, one of the things I wanted to get out real quick when before we get going on everything else is we wanted to have you guys maybe send us some suggestions on things you would like to hear us talk about on these episodes. Don't forget that you can comment live in the Facebook feed of this live Facebook Live event, and we'll answer questions.
Love to start getting some listener emails and kind of
viewer questions we'd love to have.
Topic ideas.
Well, so let's start it off. Last week we talked about some of the barrel picks we had, and we went over the Elijah Craig and did a tasting there. And we said that of the 4 that we had, we're going to talk more about each one of them in each episode, so we can give them the love and attention that they need. I think this one is Blue Note.
Yes, episode 2, week 2 here is Blue Note Juke Joint Whiskey. This one's got a fun little legacy gold sticker slapped on there. Every distillery does something different to brand their store picks. This one comes to us from Memphis, Tennessee, BR Distilling. And from what I could gather, kind of doing some homework on this one, they source their whiskey from Kentucky and Tennessee. Their mash bill consists of 84% corn, 8% rye, 8% malted barley. I'm a malted barley guy, being a Scotch whiskey drinker. But so that's their mash bill that they claim online here. The thing I wanted to talk about this one as we maybe take our first little sip.
Oh, yeah.
Another big point with this, which was the same as the Elijah Craig barrel, is there's uncut. It's at 119 proof, which is, again, pretty hot. But that's kind of what people like these days. So you can, as we talked about last time, add your own amount of water that you like and maybe get it a little softer for you. But unfiltered, I was going to talk about that for a second. You might buy a bottle of whiskey out there and you'll see uncut, unfiltered, or sometimes you'll see non-chill filtered. And what that is, at the distillery, once they're done making it, before it goes into the barrel, they will filter it at 0 degrees Celsius, like almost freezing. And kind of the purpose of that is a lot of it is aesthetic, because then when you add your water or ice, it doesn't get hazy as it does with unfiltered whiskeys, which I kind of like. Some people like, their whiskey to still look nice and clear, classy, if you will. But supposedly, chill filtering will remove esters, which are flavor compounds, proteins, and acids, tiny little molecular level kind of stuff. But then you have your other side of the coin that is removing some flavors, because you're filtering out stuff that is going to add flavor to some level. Now, if you could tell side by side, probably only the pros out there would be able to, but Joe Blow, whiskey drinker, might not be able to tell.
That would be
That's
me.
above my palate.
Yeah, I'm Joe Blow, whiskey drinker.
So I wondered, Jake, you talked about adding water to an unfiltered can bring out a cloudiness.
Mm-hmm.
Wonder if that's where neat comes from.
Ooh, I never thought about that.
Right? I don't know. It just came to my mind when you said that.
It looks so neat.
It looks neat.
Yeah, that's worth a little Google.
Let's dig into this.
Yeah. We'll get back to you on that one.
So as we're tasting this, another point on whiskey tastings, as opposed to wine tastings, while you're sniffing, they say with whiskey, you're supposed to have your mouth open.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I do that with everything nowadays. I mean, it does really help kind of get all those aromas and those vapors back and all the way back in your sinuses, back in the back of your mouth. And how much they say that when you're tasting something, there's a huge percentage that you're actually tasting with your nose, and that's why if you don't want to taste something, you plug your nose when you're drinking a cup of medicine when you're a kid or whatever, eating something spicy.
That never works.
Yeah.
Never worked for me as a kid anyways. I had to put some water in mine too.
Was there a certain kind of medicine that you hated? You know, some people like, oh my God, orange medicine makes them hate orange stuff forever.
Robitussin, like just any kind of cough medicine.
See, grape. I never liked grape stuff.
Yeah. Grape, I probably could have palated a lot better than just regular.
That purple drink.
That purple.
No, orange flavor anything. Like I like real oranges and, real orange juice. But
I hear a lot of people hate cherry stuff too. And I love cherry flavored stuff.
Cherry.
I like cherry.
Cherry NyQuil. Yeah.
I love cherry too. So listen, not long ago, we went to Ciao Baci and with a group of friends, and at Ciao Baci they had this.
Love that place. Shout out Jeff Owen, head chef at Ciao Baci.
I love Ciao Baci. They had a cherry fried pie there. That was off the chain. I hope that they still have it. I'm not talking about something that's already off the menu, but it was so good.
I think my favorite ice cream to grab from Kroger is their cherry amaretto cordial, and it's got little chocolate chunks and cherry ice cream. It's awesome.
What was that?
Cherry amaretto cordial. Yeah. It's like the cheap stuff too. It's like the Kroger brand or whatever. It's like, but it's so good.
I'll have to try that. I do love cherry. I love cherry anything. Cherry pies. My jam. I like cherry pies.
So like back to Memphis and Blue Note. We watched the Elvis movie this weekend.
Yeah, seen it yet?
Really, really good.
It's so good. It was a lot.
That's where Tom Hanks is in the fat suit, right?
Yeah.
Colonel Sanders? Sam Tucker? I don't know. He was not a colonel.
He looks funny in the previews. I mean, I'm going to see it eventually, but it looks pretty silly.
It was a good movie,
There was a little bit of silly.
We all know how it ends.
The whole movie, but there was a little bit of silly
bathroom.
In the movie. They didn't show that part.
They didn't go into that detail.
I love young Elvis, man. Young Elvis back before he got in playing all the stadiums and stuff. I love his.
He just did
old school when he was more bluesy,
I don't know how to describe the movie. It felt like a
performer in Vegas.
It felt more like a play. The whole movie just felt like a play.
Well, isn't it the guy who directed it? Oh God, I can't think of it. Anyway, he did Moulin Rouge, I think. So I mean, it's like that's his
there was kind of that vibe,
that's the background of that director.
Yeah,
yeah, good movie anyway. It was well worth seeing.
What's that other note you got under the?
Another shout out to Memphis is Wiseacre, which we mentioned last week. Johnny's favorite beer comes from Memphis. Got to get up and get down from Wiseacre. Shout out Wiseacre.
I wish we saw more of their small batch stuff, but they do the astronaut status, which is one of my favorite barrel aged stouts.
I haven't had it.
Has cinnamon. Nico used to always say it tastes like German chocolate cake in a bottle.
I'm all about cinnamon too. Anything cinnamon.
So lots of good stuff coming out of Memphis still.
Yeah. Well, so speaking of beer, you actually have some beers you wanted to talk about.
So I guess we'll talk about some of the newer beers we've gotten in lately. 450 North is a brewery I want to talk about just because of how crazy what they're doing is. One of the new styles of beer, for people watching on video, they have these bright labels and usually having to do with some kind of candy drink you get at a gas station. Like one right here is an ice cream float. Their whole thing is smoothie style beers. And when I say that, almost doesn't do it justice because in a glass, they look like you just blended up a bunch of fruit, chunky. It makes your glass, talk about the opposite of neat. It looks not so appetizing, but like this one made with strawberry ice cream, vanilla ice cream, banana, and strawberry. And what's that one over there?
This one is the cherry chocolate cheesecake sundae.
Yeah, they do. I mean, they do some that are rainbow sherbet style and some that's modeled after like sour gummy worms. Check them out.
There's so many flavors. Like it took up a wall.
We keep getting so many different flavors, and it's not one or we have 4 or 5, and you'll get them all the time. No, each time we get a new shipment, it's 12, 15 new beers.
Yeah, it's like there's a whole cooler door almost.
So cooler door. Kind of one of the new trends in beer is these smooth style. And we were telling somebody a minute ago that if you're somebody who has never drank beer because you don't like the taste of beer, it's about the opposite of tasting like beer. At this point, it's candy in a can.
Yeah.
Love it or hate it. It is what it is. Some people like it.
Ready to drink cocktail beer.
So they're not all sours though, right?
They're not all sours. What we're seeing from them, they have a light sour base for a lot of these beers. We have seen some IPAs and And again, some that are like cheesecake, type of sweet desserty stuff. But there's something there for everybody, and definitely worth trying. They even have a seltzer. I use that with air quotes as much as I can, because again, it's like a freaking.
Is it a
orange.
chunky seltzer?
Yeah,
Chunky seltzer. It sounds delicious.
And it's a dreamsicle, orange like vanilla dreamsicle seltzer. It is wild.
Again, not a fan of the orange dreamsicle.
Yeah.
No. And these also you can get as singles, right?
Yeah,
two.
Because they're a little pricey in the 4-pack because you take so much to make on the brewery's end. They cost so much to make. They're a little pricier for a 4-pack, but you come in here, you can grab 2 different single cans. You're out the door for a much cheaper sticker price.
There you go.
So talking about beer, we did want to focus on a cool local event happening here in Little Rock. Little Rocktober Fest is a beer festival that happens every year here. It's at War Memorial Stadium. It benefits the Miracle League of Arkansas, which is a really cool charity that they're back in there. But we are partnering up with them and Central Arkansas Fermenters, who are kind of behind running it, the logistics. And for the next 4 Thursdays or whatever, the Little Rocktober Fest is on September 24th, by the way. So all the beer Thursdays, shout out Beer Thursday, you get a discount if you come in and buy craft beer.
Right.
Where's that?
Here at Legacy.
Where is that?
Legacy Wine and Spirit.
So
Beer
for
Thursday.
the next, for the Thursdays leading up to it, we're going to be doing an event where we have 2 tickets to give away. So it's no purchase necessary if you come in, but come in on Thursday, come see one of our awesome staff members, talk to Leah, our great beer manager.
Shout out to Leah. So Leah, this whole ticket thing on beer Thursdays was Leah Lambert's idea. She's our new beer manager.
We love her. She's doing awesome things.
Right out of the gate.
Knows a thing or two about beer.
Yeah. And is learning more all the time. So come see one of us, taste whatever beers we're going to be sampling. I think, if we don't have a brewery rep in that Thursday, we'll still be focusing on one brewery or pouring up some free samples for sure. And so then while you're here, you can enter into the drawing, get a pair of tickets that I think we'll be handing out the day before the festival. If you don't win the tickets, it's on.
When is the festival again?
September 24th.
Okay.
So if you don't win the tickets are $40 leading up to it. They have a VIP package for a little bit more that gets you a bratwurst dinner and all sorts of cool stuff.
Ooh.
But the beauty about this one, which kind of sets it apart from some of the other beer festivals in town, because now there's like 5 or 6. There's a bunch of them.
Yeah.
Is because it's through Central Arkansas Fermenters, they have a homebrew competition that's attached to it. So in addition to trying all the cool breweries that are available already in Little Rock and in Arkansas, you can try homebrews that people have made. And I'm sure, spent hours coming up with recipes throughout the year, try and win the hearts and minds of local beer drinkers.
I love that. That's a great idea.
Awesome.
Yeah, I've seen
Really
some
cool.
wild ones there, some jalapeno infused beers and all sorts of crazy stuff. I know I'm speaking your language.
Right.
Yeah.
I love
Anything
'em.
spicy. Please put some jalapeno on my beer.
I mean, why not? Some of them we can't get any longer. Some of my favorite ones that were so good at what was the drawing a blank?
Oh,
Habanero.
Ballast Point.
Ballast Point.
Yeah.
Those were so good.
Yeah.
That's a cool thing about beers. There's always something new, something you fall in love with. It might disappear, but you know what? There's always something next.
Yeah.
There's always
That Ballast Point was a crazy one because they would put on the label, we can't guarantee how spicy this beer is. And there's like spiciness
100%.
level may vary because how do you control
Some of them were very hot. Most
the
definitely.
capsaicin in there.
And so again, on our little drawing for the free tickets to Little Rocktober Fest, no purchase necessary, but it is highly recommended to come in and sample something for free.
So you may have already said this. Where's the Oktoberfest, or where's the festival at?
War Memorial Stadium.
War Memorial. Okay.
It's out on the field.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure at least one year it was. Yeah, might be in the concourse, but
I remember they used to
maybe
have
weather
that.
permitting.
They used to have that
Cheese
cheese
dip.
dip festival
Yeah, that was
there.
up there.
Yeah.
I'm so obsessed. I'm
It's
so
cool.
sad I haven't seen that in a long time. I don't know. Did that go way before the pandemic, or?
I wouldn't think
I
so.
don't know.
Arkansas still claims inventing cheese dip.
Oh, I know.
You know.
We've always heard it was
Mexico
Chiquito invented cheese dip.
Right.
Which, I mean, but we never saw them at the cheese dip festival. I'm like,
Maybe it wasn't worth their time.
Well, maybe they didn't want to be shown
That's
up.
below us. Yeah. Don't want to lose.
Claiming to invent something.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't want to
right.
come in second place.
Exactly. Yeah.
I know that's how it goes with some of the beer festivals too, the nationwide ones, when breweries who are known for a certain style, like maybe let's not enter in case we don't even place. you
Right.
know?
I mean, it's a valid point.
Mm-hmm. Where are we at?
Beer festival. Labor Day plans.
Well,
Labor Day is next weekend.
Yeah, all the beer.
Which ties in well with beer.
It's a beer drinking holiday.
It's a beer drinking holiday.
For sure.
What are y'all doing for Labor Day? Any big plans?
We don't have any plans yet. We don't have a boat. We don't have a friend that has a boat. We don't have a pool.
Oh, all the sad things.
Anyone with a boat, feel free to swing by and pick up Jake and Zoe.
Yeah. We'll figure something out. And then shoot off some fireworks. I don't know.
We're going to be down in one of our favorite towns of New Orleans.
I'm going to be down.
Big Easy.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to be having some one of those big hurricanes and in the
a 3 foot long.
Yeah, the yard.
The gate, the grenade, whatever the
Pat O'Brien.
Yeah.
Y'all have a favorite food spot down there?
I know.
Favorite dish? I know everything's good,
obviously,
but yeah.
Gumbo.
I didn't know if there was one place that y'all always hit, because y'all go down there.
We always try to hit the Gumbo shop, which is very touristy, place that's
Central Grocery has good stuff.
Okay, so y'all know Central Grocery. In the last hurricane,
they're coming back.
I know they got hit by a hurricane, and
the neighboring building collapsed.
Yeah,
and
on top of Central Grocery, and Central Grocery, if y'all don't know, they are the inventor of the muffaletta. So, if you come into Legacy, we've got the Central Grocery olive salad.
Make your own muffaletta.
That is the original
so good
olive salad that they put on.
I don't know where you can find that dang bread, because that's.
I know.
I talk to people downstairs all the time about what recipes they come up with that stuff. There was a lady yesterday. She came in just for another jar because she puts it in her egg salad sandwiches.
Oh,
I put it in tuna fish. You can eat it on a cracker, charcuterie.
I just eat it out of the jar.
So what?
On a spoon? No, on a cracker. I put it on a cracker.
A big straw.
Olive oil.
Yeah.
So we're not just alcohol, folks. We got other stuff here.
We got other addictions.
The regular and the spicy.
I forget
the spicy is.
Yeah,
it's pretty hot. Yeah. I mean, if you're not a spicy person, don't get the spicy, because it'll light you up. It lights me up. I'm not. I like some spicy, but
I'm saying there's a point where why are you inflicting pain on yourself?
Right. If your mouth is on fire and
purpose.
how can you even taste anything anyways?
Hot ones? Yeah. I would never do that hot ones challenge. I got a buddy who he eats those one chip super hot. Yeah. He loves it. Hotter, please. And I'm just like, get out of here.
See, I mean, I love spicy, but I'm not sadistic.
Right. Right. You have a line too.
Right.
Like a normal, sane human being.
Mine's a little further north than most people's.
Yeah. Yeah. But no, I can't. I don't want to have hot sauce on everything that I eat.
Yeah,
jalapenos on everything that I eat.
I do, and different foods call for different styles and types of hot sauces.
It might be Texas Pete, might be Sriracha.
That's exactly right.
So the New Orleans are one of the places we like to go to, and it's because it's centrally located. To where we all hang out and stuff is the gumbo shop, and they've got really good gumbo. There's just so many restaurants down there. Literally,
it's hard to miss.
That as much as it's going on, in New Orleans and all the fun that can be had. Like, I go down for the food. Like, I dream about the food in New Orleans. I think about it all the time.
Stumbling through the streets of New Orleans.
Yeah.
Hopefully, it'll be dry. When it gets rainy down there, it's quite messy.
I've been one time. I went down there for a Razorback Bowl game. The Hogs lost the game, but we had a blast.
Right, yeah.
You remember about half of it,
You'd be doing better than me. Don't wear white shoes down in New Orleans when it's raining.
My Lord.
They won't be white anymore.
Or flip-flops. You'll go back to the hotel room and your feet will be black.
It's gross just thinking about it.
So gross.
Yeah, so trashy. I love it.
Yeah, I love
it. It's the good kind of dirty, trashy.
Yeah.
That's fun. Yeah, so we're looking forward to that. Oh, speaking of, actually, next week being a holiday, we will be gone. We will be pre-recording next week on Wednesday.
Yeah, so actually, if you're watching us live on Facebook, we're going to be Wednesday at 2:00 is when we're going to go live on Facebook, and then our normal drop on Tuesdays will happen the Tuesday after we get back from the holiday. So
that is right.
We'll have maybe different things to talk about for Wine Wednesday that day.
We haven't really talked about wine at all yet on the show.
So listen, we'll commit to that. So the next episode, we're going to talk a lot about wine.
Get excited.
Yes.
Because wine is what?
Fine.
That is
right. Wine is fine.
But liquor's quicker.
So, okay, I know you talked about a little bit about the unfiltered, uncut whiskeys. Another thing that we talked about, maybe going over today, we're going to always try to do something educational, teach everybody
Get y'all
a little
some
bit
learning,
of, like the water and the whiskey. One of the things that David had an idea about was we mentioned the Maker's Mark in the last episode, where you get to pick the whiskeys that are aged in different staves, or you have different staves in them, and you mix them up.
Right, because you'd say aged on different staves.
Right. But we didn't explain what staves were.
Right. So staves are what make up a bourbon barrel. And a background here, because I did plan to kind of talk about the difference between bourbon and regular American whiskey. So bourbon is a type of whiskey, because we get questions like that all the time. It's not everybody is so nerdy about liquor like we are. So bourbon has a 5 requirements. And again, another misconception about bourbon is that it has to be made in Bourbon County, Kentucky, right?
Not true.
Not true. Bourbon has to be made in the United States, so you won't see bourbon coming from any other country. It has to be aged in a new charred barrel, which that just means a barrel that is unused and then charred. We did mention a little bit about that, the flame on the inside. So it has to be made of 51% corn mash, between 51 and 100. And then nothing can be added to it but water, so you can't flavor it with sugar, crazy stuff.
So Fireball is not a bourbon.
Right. Southern Comfort, not a whiskey. If you look closely, it's a whiskey liqueur. And then it can't enter the barrel at any proof higher than 125, which is 62.5%. So that's what makes up bourbon. Again, this Blue Note juke joint we have is a straight bourbon whiskey. But back to staves, when we talk about barrels, staves are pieces that make up a barrel, because a barrel is not something that's carved or glued together. It's a bunch of thin pieces of oak, which is always used here, that are kind of held together by 2 metal bands on the outside. And so, you'll see, if you've seen videos or taken a distillery tour, sometimes you'll see them hammering it out or filling them with water to make sure that it's not leaking before they put the whiskey in there. It's held together by pressure, which is really cool. Obviously, you wouldn't be using glues or chemicals to do that, but it's something a process they came up with hundreds of years ago. Scotland's been making whiskey since before we were a country, so. But staves can be used in a fun way after their life as a bourbon barrel, whereas you have to use brand new oak for the actual barrel for the first use. Once you've used a stave 4 or 5 times, you can re-char it, you can shave some off. Then if you drop that into another barrel, and then you can start talking about different types of wood, you'll see crazy kinds of wood out there. And then oak from France imparts completely different notes than oak from the United States. And it's a lot more expensive, go figure.
Different levels of char.
But we have tons of, trees around here compared to a lot of other countries. So we figured out a use for them.
Yeah.
And the Makers program, which we will eventually talk about when we get our Makers barrel pick for this year, which we went and did, which was super fun.
It's always fun.
You get to pick different types of staves with different levels of char and different seasonings, they call them on there. So we'll even break that down a little bit more specifically when we get our Makers pick in.
Very cool. Very informative, Jake.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. That's Jake's bourbon corner.
Yes, love it.
Well, there's so much to know about every facet of every bottle in the store. We want to
can never learn enough, can never stop learning. This is what we do, and it's always fun to think you know something, and somebody comes along with a little something that makes you go, huh?
Yeah,
right. If you think you know everything, you don't.
I can testify to
that. Jake is the learner.
Yeah. Sometimes I learn things multiple times, the same thing.
All right. So I got a few little bits of news here and there. Back to
headlines.
Time for the headlines.
Back to beer briefly. I don't know if Arkansas will see this or not, but every year Goose Island, Bourbon County comes out on Black Friday. This year they're talking about what? 4-packs, not just the bombers.
Ooh.
4-packs, 12 ounce.
4-pack, 12-ounce bottles.
2014 was
right.
the last time.
Last time was 14.
So we actually do experience a little Black Friday retail, around here where we have a line at the door on Black Friday.
That's right.
For Goose Island, Bourbon County. Claim to fame, the original bourbon barrel-aged stout. And again, they were bought by the parent company that owns Budweiser and all that. Love them or hate them, it's a darn fine product in that bottle.
Very, very, very highly sought after.
Yeah. We don't see all the variants that they produce
Right.
here.
Because they do, they do 4 or 5 new ones each year, and they'll put all sorts of crazy stuff in there. They did an amaretto one year. This last year, they did one modeled after cola. And I don't know how they got that, but it was like the label was even like red, Coke, red. And
that's cool.
Yeah.
Something I've never seen.
I can't wait till the weather gets cooler and we drink a nice barrel-aged stout on the air.
Wouldn't that be fun?
I've got fall fever.
I'm tired of summer.
I'm tired. This has been the hottest summer I can remember in a long time, and I'm over it. I'm ready for some fall fireplace, pumpkin things, and all the Halloween things.
Well, I think Halloween is like 68 days away, something like that.
Like literally counting the days.
I'm ready to decorate. I'm ready to break out the store decorations.
I'm ready for the leaves to fall and to be able to go out on the lawnmower and not be 1,000 degrees.
Yeah.
Right. So another headline. So California, let's talk about this. This is kind of interesting. California has got a bill to re-examine taking their bars from 2 to 4 a.m.
Oh.
Yeah. A lot of people don't know that. We still have 5 a.m. bars here in Little Rock.
A few of them.
There's a few.
Yeah.
But you go New York, Dallas, California, everywhere, like they're 2 a.m. bars. Like, we're kind of like a stronghold in the late night entertainment area.
There was a time when that it meant something to me that we were able to stay out till 5 o'clock in the morning, but that time has come and gone.
Right.
Except for maybe on my birthday weekend.
Right. Well, they're touting this bill to continue a vibrant nightlife. How vibrant do you feel at 4 a.m.?
Well, but you dance really good. You're the best dancer in the club.
Your self-confidence is vibrant.
Right. No kidding. There was a time when, I was all about it, but, I'd like
Leave
it to the young kids these days.
I say. I'd like to be in bed by 4 a.m.
I hate to be one of those old folks that literally I was posting something a few minutes ago and I said 57 cents for postage. I remember when it was 32 cents. And I feel like an old person saying that, Postage is so high.
Good Lord. My last headline here, I scour all kinds of newsletters looking for these. Most of the stuff I run across is so dry and industry related. It's, it bore y'all to tears.
But thankfully, we do have you as our news department.
I am the filter.
You're the filter.
I ran across another article that was pretty interesting, I thought. Each state's most popular cocktail.
Ooh, what do we think Arkansas's most popular cocktail is? We're going to let Darren and Jeffrey try to guess this.
Who on our production team knows the state's most popular cocktail?
I guess margarita.
But you'd be wrong.
Y'all guess wrong. Yeah. Arkansas's favorite cocktail is the Bloody Mary.
That's because you can put bacon in it.
Right.
That's the reason I like it. I want chunks of bacon in my drink, please.
Christian Smith, fried food, drinksbusiness.com. Yeah, so I've got a list of all 50 states' top cocktails. Bloody Mary is Arkansas's.
Any weird ones standing out on there?
So margarita
or something
was number one in 22 Oregon. States. So, that wasn't a off the mark guess. Yeah. Montana's Cosmopolitan.
See, that's weird.
Yeah.
Cosmo in Montana.
Right.
That's weird.
Same with South Dakota.
Who did this survey?
I just told you.
Oh,
Cosmo
Christian
magazine.
Smith.
Let me get back to my whiskey drink.
Vermont, Pina Colada, boring.
Weird too. See, that's not like they're a beach.
Right. That's all.
Boring.
Wyoming, I'm digging the folks in Wyoming an old fashioned.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Well, that's why during the pandemic, the number one cocktail was the margarita, because most people, when they go out to restaurants, that's what they know to drink. If you're not a normal drinker, So tequila just went crazy.
And everybody was having to play their own bartender at home. And margaritas, if you want to get simple, 2 ingredients with tequila in the mixer if you don't want to get crazy with it.
There was a shortage in tequila and a shortage in mixers.
Mixers, like how hard is
Jose Cuervo
sugar water, sugar lime water.
Yeah, we would be out forever.
You got to age the high fructose.
So Alaska is also old fashioned. Makes sense. Awful cold up there in Alaska. I'd have a nice warming old fashioned. So yesterday I was downstairs working on the floor, and shout out David Townley and his lovely wife Jessica came in from Townley Pool and Spa.
Townley Pool and Spa.
Good friends of Legacy. I've known David for pretty much my whole dang life. But anyway, they were at the register, and we happened on the same topic, and the lovely Jessica guessed correctly. She guessed Bloody Mary was Arkansas's #1 mixed cocktail.
Well, she's a Sunday fun day kind of girl then.
Oh hell yeah,
she likes to brunch it up.
So and back on Bloody Mary real quick.
Speaking, I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you, but he had a shout out too. We're just about out of time.
Well, we can go a minute or so.
Maybe just a minute.
Okay, so I was just going to say we're running a campaign pushing our rock opera Bloody Mary. That is Rocktown vodka and opera sauce hot sauce.
We can save my shout out for next time.
Well, no, I don't want to cut you short. We don't have to play by his rules.
We were 5 minutes short last time, so maybe we'll just give him a little bit more this time.
So anyway, I'll finish on my shout out then.
Now,
opera sauce is a Mediterranean hot sauce. It's got that hints of mushroom in it for a hot sauce, giving you that
umami. Umami.
That's right. So yeah, come check out some opera sauce.
Last time we had the guy pouring it up here, it was people were going crazy.
Oh yeah,
everybody who tried it was buying some.
I mean, not just for Bloody Mary,
right?
But,
no,
I mean, most obvious tie-in for vodka.
He's talking about using it in food and recipes and stuff, and all sorts of cool.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Yeah. Really good stuff. All right, now Jake, shout it out.
Well, my shout out, and I might as well bring this up on the air. I figure if I'm going to be doing this segment each week, I'm going to have to get some per diem so I can make sure to eat somewhere good or go.
That's not a bad idea.
Go somewhere and drink something.
But we're going with you though.
Right.
That's fine. Work field trip, right?
Yeah.
So recently, I went and caught a show at probably my favorite bar in Little Rock. That is the White Water Tavern, the legendary White Water Tavern, down on Thayer off of Markham. Show was awesome. It was one half of Daz and Bree, this girl who sings and plays guitar with this huge band that was so good. But I got to see one of our former Legacy cohorts behind the bar, Mr. Mike Meza. We miss you, but it's always fun to see you there. And they got really good beer at Whitewater these days. I know I drank a couple Lagunitas IPAs and then had another, an Ozark that was super tasty. And I remember back in the days talking about staying out late and dive bars, all you'd be able to get was High Life or PBR, maybe Bud Light or something. So it's really cool to see these, bars like that have the dive bar feel. You can still get something good. You can get a good beer, good cocktail, though. Don't get overly complicated with your order if the place is packed because they will roll their eyes. That's bad etiquette. You know what I'm saying? That's bad etiquette.
Don't ask for a chunky Bloody Mary.
Mess.
But again, back to some two ingredient drink. Come on.
Right. Yeah. Keep it simple. There are plenty of good cocktails out there that are simple.
All right, folks. We had a great time. We will see you next Wednesday at 2:00. Don't forget.
That's right.
And we did have some comments and things, no questions today, but hopefully we'll get
keep
some
them coming.
Time. Yeah. Thanks everybody, and keep on sipping.
Thanks so much.
Thanks a lot. See y'all next week.
Remember to subscribe to our podcast, Sips on the Rock, and like us on all the socials to keep up with what's new in the wide world of alcohol. Shop LegacyLR.com for curbside pickup or local delivery. Remember, for better service and better selection, shop local. Please enjoy responsibly. Cheers.